What is good, podcast? My name is George. That was good, right?
That's pretty good.
All right, so I'm here with my friend Danny, and we're both like, we don't really know how to do a podcast. It's kind of weird to like, because we talk all the time, but to have mics and shit, it's like so weird, but we're just going to try to do it.
It's definitely an interesting... Oh, I should introduce myself, right?
Yeah, so tell them who you are, Danny.
All right, so my name is Danny. If you watch George's videos, then you've probably seen me in a lot of them in the last 5 months or so. I am a skateboarder. I also make YouTube videos, and I recently moved to New York City from Florida, which was like the craziest transition of my life.
We're going to have to talk about that.
We will definitely talk about that as well. But yeah, no, I kind of feel you on the, like, it's just such a different dynamic than how we usually talk.
That's right.
Because we're always talking like when we're going somewhere and like conversations just start to flow and ideas like just pop into our heads and
we just talk about everything.
Yeah. So we're going to try our best to make this as organic as possible.
And I guess on that note, I should mention like what the podcast is really. And kind of like, I kind of don't even know. I don't want it to necessarily be purely about skating.
I don't think it has to be.
I just wanted to talk about like life, especially because you're 24.
Yeah.
I'm 22. It's like fresh into adulthood. I think it's such an interesting time to just, I don't know, talk about what we're going through and shit.
I'd love that.
And just in case anyone, I'm guessing most people listening are coming from my YouTube channel, but just in case somebody just found this, I'm George and I'm a YouTuber in New York City, skate YouTuber. Danny and I have been filming a lot of videos here.
Hell yeah.
And I already lived in New York with my parents, but I just moved to Bushwick on my own, and that's been very exciting.
So it's kind of like we're both starting. I feel like, well, you're starting it now. I kind of started a few months ago, but we're both still kind of in this like transition phase.
That's right.
Of like moving out of our parents' houses and living on our own and just starting life for real.
And you haven't even signed your lease yet.
No, I was subletting for the last 5 months or so, and I'm signing a lease at the end of this month, and that has been causing me a great deal of stress.
You're stressed about that? Are you excited too?
Yeah, no, I'm super stoked because it's going to be something like, I feel like obviously moving out of my parents' house was the first step, but now like putting my name on something, you know what I mean? Like that makes it real, and I'm just like, fuck, dude.
I feel you.
Like that's some real life shit, you
know? Dude, reading I was very excited to move out, but seeing the PDF of the lease made it very kind of intimidating.
I just received the email like yesterday for like to submit my background check and everything, and you have to write down like what you make in a year, or like your occupation and everything, and like crap, dude. Like, I literally just moved here and just got a job, and
I mean, so I think it'll be. So you moved to New York with no plans to like be employed? Like you didn't have a job lined up?
No, yeah. So I guess I could just start real quick by saying that I was living in Florida for the last 10 years of my life. I don't know if you want to leave that in or not.
We might keep that.
It's the beer. We're getting sloshed.
Yeah, it's 1 p.m. on a Thursday and it's raining, so we can't skate. So you know.
Yeah. So yeah, a little bit of background. I was living in Florida for about 10 years, and I visited my friend Ross, who I actually live with now, and I loved New York so much. And then I was like shit, dude, I just have to move here. So I went home, I quit my job, I sold my car, and I moved here.
Well, so that happened pretty fast.
Yeah, so I was visiting here August of 2019, and I moved here September of 2019.
Wow.
So I got home around like August 16th, I'd say, and I moved here September 24th.
All right, now, was that visit when I met you, or was that a different time?
No, I met you the year before that.
Wow. That was a long time ago, huh?
Yeah, so yeah, it was. So I wanted to move here back then because I was like shit, I love this so much, and I really wish I would have, but I don't think I was in the right headspace back then.
Yeah.
And I was only 1 year younger, but I still feel like I did a good amount of growing in that last year because of a lot of life changes. I got out of like a really long relationship, and And a lot changed for me, so I think that year was a good year to take for me to grow.
Sure.
But yeah, so I literally just went home. I worked like 3 or 4 more weeks just to get like a little bit more cash. And I put my 2 weeks in, and then I packed like one bag and grabbed my cat and flew here.
That's crazy.
Just booked a flight, and I was like, well, I'm moving to New York City.
Wow. All right, so let's get a little more context on that. So what was the job that you left?
I was working at a substance abuse treatment center, which for anybody who might not know what that is, it's basically like it was a detox and residential center for people who are addicted to drugs and alcohol. And I loved the job. That's like my favorite job that I've ever had, ever. I worked a lot of stupid retail jobs, like fresh out of high school and when I was starting college and all that. And I've worked like food service jobs, which was like literally the worst thing I've ever done.
So I've heard.
Yeah. And then I found this job and I was like, wow, this is a great job. Like the pay wasn't like super awesome, but it was, better than the retail and food jobs. So I was stoked on that, but I still felt like there was something missing, even though it was like, oh, it was such a great job. And that was something that was kind of keeping me in Florida as well. I was like, well, I got a good job. I feel good about it. But my life wasn't progressing the way I wanted it to. You know what I mean? Like I was progressing in the sense of, well, I have a stable job and I can choose to go this way. But I was like, fuck, dude, no, that's not what I want my life to be, So then I came and I visited my friend Ross, and I was like, all right, I got to do it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And then I just went home and did all that and moved here with not really a plan in mind. The only plan in mind was I'm going to skate as much as possible and make as many YouTube videos as I can and like try to grow that like as fast as possible. And that's what I've been doing basically, just putting all my effort into that.
Yeah, dude. Like I feel like that mindset of not being satisfied with like a safe, stable job. I feel like so many people, there's no way they're like happy as fuck with their good jobs, but they still stick with them.
Yeah, dude, it's so strange.
But for me, it's like the people that just face the fear of like doing what they want, like a creative field. I'm just so drawn to that energy with people,
Yeah, and like for me, it's like it wasn't until I didn't know that. Well, I should give a little bit of context. Like, so my goal being here is I want to eventually be able to sustain myself like through my YouTube channel, and I just want to be able to like, what do you like? I want to work for myself. You know what I mean?
You want to do like what the fuck you want to do.
Exactly.
Like skate and film.
I want to follow my dreams and do the things that I love. And I don't know where the fuck I was going with that. I was literally about to say something. Oh, yeah. And I didn't know that was like a viable option. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I had no idea. And then I saw that like that's what you were doing, and other people like John.
That's right.
John Hill, for those of you who don't know.
Yeah.
And others as well, but for some reason you were the one that like I could relate to most, I think, just because I already kind of knew you.
Yeah.
And then relatively it's the same age.
It's funny? I feel like being inspired enough to take the leap towards like self-employment, YouTube, whatever, I feel like it's like a chain reaction. Because for me, once I met Brett Conti, he's a YouTuber and he owns the skate brand that I ride for, Fortune. Once I met him and saw that was his job, that's what made me realize that I could do it.
That's cool.
That's and then in some way me doing it inspired you to go for it.
Yeah.
Which is indirectly related to Brett, and who knows how many people inspired him, It's so funny.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like that's something that I hope to be able to accomplish in the future. I want to inspire other people as well. But
which I think you're doing already based on the comments on your videos. People seem really hyped on it.
Yeah, that's been like really awesome to read through comments, and see people vibing with what I do, and so much so to like send me stuff and like want to support me in some way. Like that's insane, dude. I would have never thought that people would want to hear what I have to say.
Dude, it's like once you start posting shit on the internet on a regular basis, And if you're just like being yourself and
Yeah.
like, you know, people will start to resonate with you very quickly.
Yeah, dude, it's like it's been wild. I mean, and I guess I should a little bit more context into that is I moved here to New York with maybe about like 500 something subscribers. And those 500 were like over like the course of like years. You know what I mean?
Right. So you've also had your channel for a very long time.
Yeah, so I uploaded my first video on my channel that I use now like 11 years ago, but I never really like didn't, it was just like a little place for me to put some videos that I made with my friends. And then I'd say about 3 years ago was when I made the decision that I want to try to do YouTube, but it was the most inconsistent thing ever, and I had no idea what I was doing. So I would post like once every 4 months, or like, I don't know, it was just bad. And then it wasn't really until I moved here that I was like, okay, now I'm really starting my YouTube channel. You know what I mean? And then that's when I came up with the schedule, and I've stuck with it since then. You know, I mean, uploads are late sometimes in the day, but
it happens. How many subs you got now?
So yeah, so I've gone from like 500 something to like a little over 3,000, like 3,100 and something. I don't know.
Which is huge because that first 10K is at a turtle's pace.
Yeah.
It's so hard to get that first 10K, you know? But that's what I realized is that if you're kind of like throwing a video up here and there, like wondering if, you know, maybe I'll see if YouTube is going to work out if I like post a video once a month or just sporadically, I don't think that's ever going to work.
I don't think so either.
I think the upload schedule is like the fucking key to being a YouTuber. Like I know that you're going to be a YouTuber one day. I mean, you're crazy. A YouTuber, but what I mean is like I know it can be your job one day if you want it to.
That's crazy, man.
Because I see that once you like fucking commit to it, that's it. Then it's just a matter of time.
Yeah. That's crazy because
we're chilling.
Yeah, we're also not wearing pants. I'm just kidding. We're wearing pants.
Yeah.
We're not wearing shirts, though.
We're both wearing cancer socks.
Oh, we are.
That's funny.
Shout out, Matt.
Yeah. What's up, Matt?
Cancer socks.
We got to get Matt on the podcast.
That would be lit.
Good guess.
That would be lit.
Anyways.
The fuck was I about to say?
Yeah, what the fuck were we even talking about?
Fuck.
Like YouTube as a job and shit.
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy because, like I've told you before, like it's just, I don't know, fuck. It's just like, it's weird for me to even be sitting in this room with you. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I've told you this plenty of times before.
Yes,
like,
yes.
Like George is somebody that I looked up to. Not anymore. Now I just realize he's a fucking kook. But I'm just kidding. No, I still do. But, so it's crazy to hear you tell me that you can see me like doing what you do. You know what I mean? Like it's I don't know, it just feels like a Twilight Zone or something.
That's funny because I went through the same thing. Like for example with Brett, I think he messaged me when I was around 10K. And I was like, whoa, like I've heard of this dude. Like,
so he was above you at that time
right.
in subscriber count.
That's right.
Okay.
Or actually when I met him, I knew him because of his brand, and he was fresh on YouTube. But it was the same feeling, like, just like this guy is superior to me in some way.
Yeah, because he like had done something.
That's right. But then you realize when you start putting the work in that they just put the work in too.
Yeah. They just
started before you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all the same, really.
I think I fucking stuttered like crazy.
That's okay. Should we do it?
You do it better.
I feel like that was mediocre.
That's pretty good.
SpongeBob laugh.
Yeah. Anyway.
You're
gonna have to license that laugh. Fuck, dude. I don't know. Yeah, no, I find myself struggling a lot because it's like I see you doing, like, we're doing the exact same fucking thing almost every day. We both go skate. We both are filming. Like, we're both working really hard when we're, like, with what we do. But then I think about it, like, I think a little bit more in depth about it. I'm like, well, George is doing this because it's his fucking, like, job. Obviously, you love it. You know what I mean? But, like, there's something coming to you from all the work you're putting in. right now, it's really easy for me to be like, fuck, dude, I'm not getting anything out of this.
Yeah.
If I'm getting anything, it's my viewer count, my subscribers, it grows. It's at a very slow pace, but it grows. So that's like about the only thing.
Yeah. Well, okay, a couple thoughts on that. One, you obviously love doing it enough to do it regardless.
Sure. Yeah.
Which is huge because that keeps you going. But two, from like a kind of like a business look on it, like no business just starts making money.
Yeah, for sure.
There's so much investment at first.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's I talk about this in the vlog sometimes because I think it's really insightful, but like long-term mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people will just give up on YouTube after like 6 months.
Which is what happened to me so many of the time.
Right.
Every time I tried to pick it back up, I'd get like 20 subscribers in a month. I'd be like, fuck, dude, this sucks.
Yeah. Like the thing is, like, if you're giving up, I feel like even a year is not even close to long enough.
I don't think so either.
I think you just have to, like really feel like you're never going to give up for it to happen.
Or you just strike luck.
Which is possible.
But I feel like as the longer it takes, the more of like a loyal fan base you will like acquire.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, for example, I see a couple of YouTubers who I know personally who have a lot more subscribers, but their videos don't get as many views or just as much engagement in general because of the fact that they blew up from one one viral video. You know what I mean? And then it becomes, I feel like that would fuck with my head more if I had like, I don't know, 20, 30, 40,000 subscribers and my videos were getting like 1,000 views each. I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
I feel like my subscriber count is low, but I feel like the ratio of like views, likes to subscribers, I think my engagement is doing really well at this point.
I mean, I feel like I have a good instinct on the numbers when I look at them, and I feel like your channel looks great,
Thanks, George.
Yeah. All right, so the people who go viral like with one video or something, and then they just can't sustain it, I feel like it's because a huge part of YouTube is like making people actually care about you.
Yeah.
So for us, it's like they're not just watching a skateboarding video,
Yeah, definitely.
It's like it's also about what we're going through.
I agree with that. And I actually think I should start showing a little bit more of what I'm going through, because I think that my YouTube videos are kind of glamorizing this New York City skateboarding life that we have. But behind the scenes, I'm like an anxious mess, dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like just worrying about money, worrying about like having a job or getting a job, Like I'm just always freaked out about like shit I can't fuck up, you know what I mean? I need to make something work. I tell you all the time. I literally say these words all the time is I got to figure something out.
Yeah,
you
do.
I mean? Like those words and I feel like I should stop saying it like that and just say like I'm figuring it out. You know what I mean?
I think so too. I think framing things in the right way is very important.
Yeah.
Like the way we sometimes when we're at the skate park, we like Danny and I will talk about how like everyone thinks we're fucking idiots for vlogging. And I feel like we need to stop saying that because personally it psychs me out. But
at this point, I feel like it's just become like a meme between us.
Kind of, yeah.
But I do think that there is a significant difference between skateboarders like you and I versus the skateboarders that I wouldn't say encounter, but the skateboarders that you see around New York City.
That's right. It's so funny because I wrote up a list of topics and we're just like, they're just coming up anyway.
Yeah.
Without looking at the list.
It's cool because you and I have a good dynamic.
Yeah.
Our friendship has a good, I don't know, like I've never really felt, since we became good friends, I never really felt awkward with you. You know what I mean? Like we always just end up having a conversation. And I think it's because we're so similar in terms of like we do the exact same shit and we're good people. You know what I mean?
And I feel like our friendship probably really started the first time we got a beer together.
Oh, definitely.
Because before that, it was just skating and filming.
Definitely.
Which is so funny.
Yeah. But we have to go back to this whole getting a beer topic, but let's I kind of want to touch more on the whole kook thing and like skateboarders.
All right, wait, can we do that after? Because we were talking about, I forget, but I wanted to talk about your new job that you just got.
Okay, we'll go back to it.
All right, so new job, then kook.
Are you gonna edit this part out?
No.
Okay, fuck.
Then new job, then kook, then beer.
New job, kook, beer.
All right, so new job. Talk about it.
Okay. Yeah. So I actually just got a new job. I'm still in like the onboarding phase. Basically, I just did a bunch of paperwork. Hope they don't.
You spike the audio.
I hope they don't. I hope they don't hear this podcast. Listen to this podcast. So anyway, yeah. So the job is actually doing the same thing that I was doing back home, which is working at a substance abuse treatment center. This is just a detox. It's not residential, and it's something that I am relatively passionate about. I do enjoy helping others and all that jazz, but it's just like, it's not what I want to get stuck doing. You know what I mean? Because of the fact that I have these passions and like these dreams that I want to work towards. But I am literally shitting bricks at the idea of starting a job. And I always do when I start a new job. And then 2 weeks later, I'm like, oh, it's fine. You know what I mean? But right now, the very beginning, I am very anxious, very freaked out. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm over here thinking like, well, I'm very proud of you because,
thank you.
You know, at a certain point, you just need money to pay rent.
Yeah.
So, and you got a great job that you're into. But I'm sitting over here thinking that you fucking better show up. And I want you to explain why I'm thinking that right now.
I've done this already multiple times in my life, and I have actually done it, I guess, twice now here in New York. I did it when I first moved here. I got a job at like a vegan restaurant.
I'm shaking my head right now.
SMH. Wait, is that what SMH stands for?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if it's so much hate or shaking my head.
Shaking my head.
Okay.
For sure.
I've heard it's so much hate.
Nah.
Like, you're like, oh, so much hate.
We in New York now.
Oh, word?
Yeah. I'm in my bag, and it's brick.
I'm still learning all the New York slang.
All right, go ahead.
Anyway, back to shit that matters.
Right.
Did I spike it again?
Yeah, but it's fine.
Where the fuck was I?
About bailing on jobs.
Oh, yeah. So it's like I just get really anxious, and then if like the job isn't what I expect it to be, or if I just get super anxious, I just won't show up on the first day. And then they'll call me and be like, yo, where the fuck are you? And I just won't answer.
So at first when you told me that, I was like, damn, that's fucked up. But you've explained your anxiety to me.
Yeah.
And I think you're not just being a dick.
No, I'm not trying to be a dick. And I guess to get a little bit more, to give the listeners a little bit more insight or like context, would just be that I've suffered with anxiety, like really bad anxiety. A lot of people, everybody has anxiety, and something that is like something that human beings deal with. But I have what is clinical anxiety, and I also have clinical OCD. I don't know if I want to get too much into that, but long story short, I spent about 7 months in treatment where I had to quit my job and drop out of college and basically put my life on hold for 7 months to do an outpatient program that was every single day from like 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. just being in therapy, like all fucking day. Did some of the like hardest shit I ever had to do in my entire life. And one of the things that I really wanted to do while I was in therapy and working through therapy was I wanted to start a YouTube channel. I wanted to just do that. And so some of the stuff they had me do was like, they like would make me talk to a camera, like when I was in therapy, and like just like trying to like kind of go through that so that I would be able to do it on my own in the future, which is great. Cause don't be afraid to cough, George. You can cough.
It's a burp.
Oh, fucking burp, bro. Anyway,
the next one I'll do it.
Okay. And it's pretty wild because back then when I was in therapy, I was watching George's channel a lot. Or that's when I, like around that time is like when I found it. And then like I would, and watching George's videos kind of like helped me to like want to push towards something. You know what I mean? And I was in a really bad place in my life, and in a way, it's like George's videos played a significant role in like me getting better, you know, or like just being able to treat my issues and like not die, because I was like in a really bad place back then.
Word.
So fast forward all these years, I still have like really bad anxiety, but I'm kind of able to work through it now. And I think also that comes with age, because I was like 19 when I was in therapy, or 18. I was much younger, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now being 24, you
shit
know,
at that
yeah,
age.
exactly. I'm basically in my mid 20s. I'm going to be 25 soon. So I have done a lot of growing up, but it's still really hard to do normal things like getting jobs and like following through with jobs and doing things that make me a responsible adult.
That's right.
It's so easy to just wake up at 11 a.m. every day and go skate and film and make videos.
Yeah. Dude, and with all you've been through, I was thinking how you said you want to, you know, talk about the real shit in the videos as opposed to, you know, being like a Braille type channel.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's a huge difference between just filming skating and, you know, maybe talking about what you're actually going through, where like that's some real shit where you can like really, you know, if some kid out there like resonates with that experience and feels inspired, change someone's life.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
I actually have received a couple of DMs on Instagram about it. I received one DM, I can't remember the guy's name, but it was a very long message about like, dude, I feel exactly like what you're, because I made a video like about a year or so ago about like my mental health battle or whatever.
Yeah.
And this kid saw it and he reached out to me. He didn't see it till very recently. So when I started gaining like a lot more subscribers, I guess he went through my channel and saw it. And then he messaged me a very nice message and told me about like what he's struggling with and going through. And he told me that because of my video, like it's inspired him to like keep going and to work through whatever he's going through and to follow his dreams. You know what I mean? So that's really awesome to hear. And I hope that throughout this journey that I'm going through and putting it on the internet, that it continues to have that effect on other people.
It definitely will. And it's funny, like sometimes I sit down and I'm wondering like whether like is YouTube just doing some arbitrary filming and skating, but then like, you know, conversations like this and some comments sometimes make you realize that just being yourself online can actually really, you know, inspire people.
For sure. I mean, even if it's like in like the slightest sense, or even just people being stoked on it, you know what I mean? It's like when we go skate like the parks around us and little kids come up to us, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like, dude, it's crazy. It's like there's people behind that screen, and I'm sure for you it's a little bit easier to keep that in mind because there's a lot of them. For me, it's very easy to forget that there's people watching because the number is so small. You know what I mean? But then if I really think about it, it's like, whoa, 3,000 people. It's like, when was the last time any normal person spoke to 3,000 people?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude, so many things just popped in my head to talk about at once.
Go ahead.
All right. So, all right, one thing in regards to perceiving your audience. Me and you relate on vlogging intimidation at the skate park sometimes.
Definitely.
And in public in general. But sometimes if you think about it, like when you're holding up that camera looking like an idiot, like it's actually a conversation.
It really is.
Like
yeah.
you're not just looking like an idiot. Like you're actually talking to people.
Yeah. Other people may perceive you as that.
Right. And
Because
who
they don't
fucking
know.
cares?
But yeah, it really doesn't fucking matter. And then, yeah, I mean, you're literally having a conversation with people who are, to a certain extent, invested in your life already.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, they want to know what you're doing next. You know what I mean? Like, people with, like, your apartment stuff. Like, there are people who do want it. There may be people who don't give a shit and only watch you purely for skateboarding. But there are still a lot of people who genuinely want to know, like, what the fuck is George up to? Or, like, what's Danny feeling today? You know what I mean? Like, it's so weird.
It is.
And that's why I want to make it more of a habit to post on Instagram, because I really don't. At least, like, utilizing the story feature. Because, like, there are people who, when you're not uploading on YouTube, like, they're still genuinely curious about your life and, like, what it is the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, and you've been really helping me out with that because Danny has this habit of just snapping pictures of me, like when I'm just like, I don't know, living.
Yeah, it's fun.
Like the one of me moving the mop bucket to do the wall ride. I just posted that today. But yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, and I think Instagram is such a cool, like, kind of just an additional way to share what you're going through.
It's a great tool. I mean, people talk a lot of shit about social media in like this age that we're living in because I mean, yeah, social media can be very detrimental to relationships and to your own personal health as well. But social media is also like this like incredible, amazing tool that for one has changed my life and I'm sure obviously yours as well. But like when you think about the different apps, for example, or websites or whatever you want to call them, like YouTube is our like long form videos, you know what I mean, where we put our entire like life into. And then we have Instagram, which is like behind the scenes. And then recently we discovered TikTok, which is like the like short form creative aspect, you know, where we can literally just post whatever the fuck we want and without like fear of like how YouTube will take it or how like the intimacy that Instagram has. It's like this like detached form of ourselves where we can do whatever the fuck we want to do.
It's so different.
It's crazy.
Dude, and this is so meta, but like because we're recording, I'm like cognizant of how the conversation is like weaving and going in different directions.
But that's how our conversations in real life go.
That's right. So this is working out.
Sick.
But all right, so when you mentioned like fans coming up to you.
Oh yeah.
I thought of that kid at Sarge's skate park.
Yeah, which I also someone commented on my video saying it's called what is it? It's got like some weird ass name, dude.
Like General something. There's a name on the sign. I don't know what people call it though.
I can tell you right now. I'm looking at my comment. It's like it should be one of the top comments. It's called Lee's Kitchen Park.
Interesting. Anyways, this is a park in Brooklyn that Danny and I went to, and this kid knew Danny and I, and all right. So one funny thing is my camera captured him like noticing me, dude, and he flipped his shit.
Yeah, dude, he was like freaking out, dude.
Yeah, dude. And it's gonna be in Friday's video. It's so funny.
And it's in my video. And after he takes a selfie with me, he runs up to his mom and he's like making like this like crazy face, and like his mom's just like smiling. His parents were stoked though.
Yeah. But didn't you say that he approached you and mentioned your TikTok?
Yeah.
I need to grab another beer.
Should we? Yeah.
You want to take a little pause? Yeah. Grab beer.
Pause beer.
All right, and then just to remember, we were talking about the TikTok kid.
Yeah.
All right. Dude, it's so funny. Now we're diverted again. Anyways, so Danny and I picked up another beer, and we were talking about how we feel like this podcast is going well.
Wait, they don't know that we picked up another beer, though.
I just told them.
Oh. Now they know we picked up another beer.
So, yeah, so I did this podcast with Chad, and he was filming it, and since I'm such a YouTube kook, I was, like, perceiving the camera way too much. And
I feel you.
It was... But since, Danny and I were, like, freaking out about whether we were capable of this, but you know, once you just enter the conversation.
Yeah.
So TikTok kid.
Yeah, so I was literally in the middle of like filming for my vlog, and I was like talking about the obstacle that I was skating, and then like I wasn't paying attention to anything, which is I'm about to like go on like another tangent, but
that's fine.
Like since getting much better at doing YouTube, now I'm able to just actually like zone in on the camera and not worry about people around me. Before I'd be like looking around everywhere and everything.
Big tangent potential right there.
Yeah, maybe we can talk about that later.
We'll get to that.
But yeah, so I was like just zoned in on my camera talking about whatever the fuck I was talking about, and then I finished saying what I was saying, so I went to go like hit the stop recording and then fix the tripod, and then I just hear some kid next to me, and he says, he was like, hey, you make videos? I was like, what? And then he was like, yeah, are you on TikTok? I was like, yeah, I make TikTok and YouTube videos. And then he was like, I was like, oh, I follow you on TikTok. Like, your videos are so funny or something like that. I don't remember word for word, but basically that's what he said. And I was just like blown away because that was my first TikTok fan. I'm used to the YouTube fans now to a certain like extent, but the TikTok fan thing, I was like, what? Because TikTok seems like this app that is so far out there and it just reaches like a random population of people. You know what I mean? Like just like a random group of people.
Right. I feel that way too, but like it's so real, dude.
Yeah, I know, it's insane. And then I was like, what the fuck? And he was stoked on my TikTok videos. Like, I have a TikTok fan. And then when I think about it, it's like
you have many.
Yeah, no, when I think about it, it's like, I mean, TikTok is the platform that I have the most followers or fans or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And I guess it's real, you know? I was thinking maybe TikTok isn't real because of that, because of the fact that it's so easy to grow a following on there, but I feel like, I guess it really is people that want to watch your videos on TikTok, you know what I mean?
Dude, it's real.
And I've had people comment on my TikToks like, oh, I just I subscribed to your YouTube channel now or something like that, you know? Or people are like, what, Danny's on TikTok?
Right.
Like, they already know me.
And it's funny, like we seem to be having this experience where we kind of gained a little bit of TikTok traction pretty easily, but I think that's just because we're well versed in making content.
I think so.
Like, do you know how many people on TikTok are not getting a following?
Yeah, dude, I've seen a lot of pages where it's people, they have like a catalog of videos.
Yeah.
And they have, each of them get like 200 views.
Right.
And even since my very first TikTok, I don't know how you can post a TikTok and it only gets 100 views. That is mind blowing to me.
Well, now we sound like kind of dickheads.
No, like, do you like? Fuck.
No, not actually. I think it's part of the discussion.
I mean, it's just it's because I don't know what the reason is. I mean, my first one didn't do well at all. Like, my first one got, I think, maybe like 500 views, and then I ended up deleting it because I was like, oh, this is shit. And then I re-uploaded it like a week later, and it got to like 1,000. But the point is that, like, yeah, we just kind of, we have this like understanding of how like attention grabbing works and what content is relatable or funny or what works, and we're using it to our advantage. But obviously yours is doing much better than mine because of who you are, you know what I mean? And like the whole facial recognition thing that you've talked about.
That's right. Yeah.
But no, it's crazy. I mean, but people do figure it out. Like Matt
yeah,
figured
like,
it out.
yeah, I was going to say, like, with that all said, so many people are like creating careers on TikTok in like a month.
Yeah. No, it's wild.
Yeah. So our friend Matt, Cancer Socks, he's the owner, founder. He started making TikToks, and it took him a bit to kind of figure it out.
He was literally what I was just saying. He would post a TikTok and it would get like 100, maybe even like 40 views. He'd be like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? And like, I tried helping him a bunch, and then even like what I tried helping him with, like, it didn't really fully work. And then he figured it out, and he literally just hit like 2 million views on one of his TikToks.
Yeah, he went viral.
And his account went from like 2,000 to like, last time I checked, it was 11,000. He's got more than me now.
Dude, 10K overnight is no joke.
That shit's wild.
I agree with the hype about TikTok because that's crazy.
No, it's fucking wild.
And like, even though it is the easiest app to do that on, like 10K is 10K.
Oh, for sure.
And it gets respect.
Yeah. I mean, I have, I'm not going to name any names, but a company messaged me and they were like, we'll give you some shoes for content on your Instagram and TikTok. For them to add TikTok in there, like, that means this is some real shit. You know what I mean? Like, Instagram, obviously we already know Instagram is Instagram and people promote shit on there all the time, but fucking TikTok?
Dude,
how do you even promote something on TikTok, which is like the weirdest part?
Oh, I've seen good ads on TikTok where like they just like make a funny TikTok using the product, you know, and then like at maybe the last screen they'll like actually specifically it's like mention the product.
I guess.
You know?
New York City noises.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah, for sure. And I already know what I'm gonna do for the video. Like I'll just make it something stupid, funny, that I already do, which is, I think at the point where I am in TikTok, it's guaranteed to get over 1,000 views and has the potential to at least reach 100,000 views, which is in between the range that my videos are
And
at.
brands value that.
Well, for sure.
And and another like piece of evidence why I'm so sure like you're gonna be just fine down the road with YouTube content and everything is that you're already being reached out to by brands, you know?
Yeah.
And didn't you just get a paid opportunity?
Yeah, that one's a little bit different. It's not directly related to YouTube, but because they like my YouTube videos, they wanted to like. It's like I don't really want to get too into it yet, but yeah, basically it's a company who they're filming some like testimonial videos for their product, and they liked my YouTube videos, so they want me to do one of their testimonials for them, and they even like they're skipping like the interview with me because they just want me to do it right away.
That's awesome.
So that's kind of cool.
See, that's the thing is they wouldn't have found you if it wasn't for your YouTube channel. So even though it's not necessarily going on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah. I am going to talk to them about the whole YouTube thing and see if they want to partner up somehow, because that would be great.
Yeah. And even so it's kind of different because they're your homies, but so yesterday Danny and I, well, Danny was the subject of a little documentary type video about veganism and skateboarding and kind of just your life. And I know the producers you knew them already. They're your friends. Yeah. But still, I feel like since, you know, they were super interested in the fact that you go out and skate and film for YouTube.
Yeah, that's at first they were like, so the series is about veganism, and I don't know if we talked about that at all, but I happen to be vegan.
Yeah, we should talk. We got a lot of things.
Yeah. So they basically my friend Hannah's doing a series of videos or like mini documentaries for on veganism, and she wanted to do one of them on me, and she thought it would be cool because I'm a male vegan who's a skateboarder, and then the aspect of YouTube was also like on top of all that, it just made it more interesting. You know what I mean? Because like I matched you and I beat you.
People are gonna. I wonder if there's like podcast listen time stats, and we're just gonna see them dip every burp. Anyways, continue.
But yeah, I don't know where the fuck I was going with that, but yeah, I mean, so you know, it's cool that YouTube is like another like interesting thing to throw on top of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just makes it more interesting that I spend my life talking to a fucking camera.
And you know, generally, I just think it's people don't realize how if you're really working on YouTube, like it leads to stuff very quickly.
Oh no, it's cool. It happened yesterday when I met those guys that do music, and like the second I told them like, oh, I have a YouTube channel, the dynamic shifted, because before I was just asking them, oh, what are you guys doing? Because they were filming something. The second I mentioned that I do YouTube, they instantly became more engaged in the conversation. The same thing with another friend of mine who I recently met who makes music. Same thing. I talked about YouTube, and then instantly the conversation was more about like we can work together. You know what I mean? Or it's like this like networking thing instead of just somebody talking about. Like I was asking about his music, and he was just answering like probably how he would answer anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then YouTube comes into play. It's like, oh shit, like mutual, like something can be like mutually beneficial to both parties.
Yeah, I feel like YouTube is a field where you can really collaborate with almost anyone.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like even somebody who's not in a creative field. Like you could interview them on your YouTube channel, for example, like somebody working a boring 9 to 5. Be like, you know, like there's
just like because of the contrast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything can work. I mean, you can make a video about literally anything. I guess maybe the tricky part is to get people to watch it, but if you know what you're doing, you know how to get it done. You know
clickbait,
what I mean?
baby.
There you go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I feel like our conversation about TikTok didn't reflect like how amazing we both find it.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Like, well, we fucking talk about TikTok at parties.
At bars.
Yeah.
I have struck up many conversations because I literally hear the word TikTok behind me. I turn around like, yo, y'all talking about TikTok? Like, yo, let me tell you a little something about TikTok.
Dude, but people think it's so interesting.
They do, and
we have more insight than most people.
The majority of the people that I've met that talk about TikTok are just watchers. You know what I mean? TikTok, they just like eat it up, you know?
Yeah.
We do as well. But the second like we're like, oh, we are like creators on
I'm a
TikTok.
TikToker.
Yeah, we're TikTokers. You know what I mean? Like that's weird to like. They're like, okay, so I'll just, for instance, like my friend was like, oh, that's cool. You post some videos, and then he looked up my thing, and then at the time I had 5,000 followers. Like, oh shit, like you really do TikTok? Like I thought you were just like posting here and there. It's like no, you actually do it.
You want to know what's funny is I feel no shame about it.
No, I don't whatsoever anymore. I think I kind of did in the beginning, but still, you're a bigger creator on TikTok than I am, so it's a little bit. But even so, I'm at the point still now where it's like, I think once you pass 5,000 at least in something, like things become more real. Even just 1,000. Once you pass like 1,000 people in something, like.
Yeah, you've described this mindset to me where like you feel that your intimidation for filming in public and, you know, making videos in general, you feel like it fades as the audience grows.
Definitely. It really has. I mean, before 1,000, I was scared shitless to talk to a camera because people would be like, who the fuck are you? I would think, nobody ever said anything, but I would think that people would be like, who the fuck are you talking to? You know what I mean? It's just like this like idea that I created in my head. And then once I hit 1,000...
Fuck is that?
The fuck is that, dude? Sounds like a dying car. Once I hit 1,000, things definitely changed, and then I became way more secure in that. Once I hit 2,000, we're talking about YouTube, by the way. I don't know if we mentioned that. Once I hit 2,000 on YouTube, then things definitely changed even more. But then I still felt, you know, like, oh well, 2 sounds like such a small number. And then once I hit 3,000, I was like, all right, shit, this is getting real. Now I actually post about my stuff on Instagram because my Instagram, because of that, also has been growing. So it's like there's a lot of people who might not know that I do YouTube. So then now they're coming from there. But now I'm at 3,000 or above 3,000, but 3 still seems like such a low number. So now I'm like, fuck it, 4,000. It just becomes even more real. And it's getting faster. The growth is getting way faster. I hit 3,000 January 31st. I wanted to hit it before February, and we're at what, February like 13th now, and it's still not like a huge growth, but it's at like 3,000, over 3,120 something. I'm not exactly sure the number.
Yeah, the snowball effect is true.
So it definitely gets. I mean, the first 120 when I hit 2,000 took way longer than the first 120 something since I've hit 3,000. You know what I mean? So it's definitely cool to see the growth. But that is unmatched to the growth on TikTok because I got 200 followers last night. You know what I mean? I posted a TikTok and I got 200 followers. Yeah. So it's like, the fuck?
I mean, so I'm at 33K on TikTok, which is crazy because I passed myself on Instagram.
Yeah,
which is crazy. Maybe 27K or something.
In like a week, dude. You had like 20,000 in like a week.
Yeah. So it's gnarly. It's gnarly. All right, we definitely have to talk about, because we're kind of already talking about vlogging intimidation, but first I feel like we should mention like what we're making on TikTok for anyone who is not familiar.
And so our content's still kind of like it's fairly different too.
Yeah, so you go first.
Okay, so my TikToks aren't necessarily the most wholesome. They're not super nice. There's a few of them that are nice, like some wholesome ones, which actually have done significantly well. But the majority of mine is just, I like to poke fun at skateboarding. I like to kind of make fun of it. I like to make fun of like the meme-y things of skateboarding. So for example, like kick flips, like, hey, do a kick flip. Like people who can't kick flip, like mall grabbing. What else? Just like, oh, scooter kids. Like I just like I pick jokes. None of it is serious. Like I don't mean any harm by anything that I say or do on there. It's literally just like one big joke, which TikTok is kind of one big joke. So yeah, so my content is just funny things I find funny, and it does very well.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes we'll do skits, like skits outside. Are fun too. Like sometimes we get in a good routine of like filming a TikTok together at the end of every session. Yeah. Which is slacking
lately though.
Yeah. And you know, like we're using the trendy sounds and shit, like both of us. So I would say mine skew wholesome. I mean, it's so funny because it's so easy to make a TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Like the one of my fucking wheel.
Oh, I know, dude.
So actually Josh Katz gave me this idea that he thought would do well on TikTok of like weird skater facts.
Yeah.
Like things that skaters do that it's so normal to us but would confuse other people or even beginners.
I actually thought of one the other day, and I'm gonna steal it from you and do it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck what you think anyway.
No.
I fucking hate you. George, put your pants back on. I'm just kidding.
So the TikTok was an explanation of why skaters put their wheels inside out, so it's just the white facing out. And there was a song, and on every beat I changed the text to explain it. I filmed it in my room. Total process maybe 5 minutes, and it got 100,000 views.
Hey, shit's wild, dude. Yeah.
I
have a TikTok where I literally just make fun of. It's like, all right, TikTok. So there's a trend on TikTok. It's like, if you're a girl, please keep scrolling. This one's for the boys only. And then like they say something like embarrassing. So I did one that was like, this is for real skaters only. If you're not a real skater, please keep scrolling. And then I just made a joke about not being able to kickflip. And the video literally took me, I would say, an entire like 30 seconds. The video's like 14 seconds long, so it took like 14 seconds to record it. I have one piece of text over it and a caption and a couple hashtags, and it's above 100,000 views.
It's so crazy.
It's like, what the fuck, dude?
And a YouTube video takes all day to film skating.
Yeah, it's like the
vlogging.
process like within like a week basically.
And then editing is just gruesome. Like it's it takes forever.
Yeah, no, it's an actual process, and
Yeah.
it doesn't do that well.
And you might get like, if your video might flop.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely.
Flop is a TikTok term.
Yeah, no, I never said flop until
Me
TikTok.
neither.
But TikTok's interesting because you can post something that's like, there's been TikToks that I've worked hard on and they'll flop. They'll get like 5,000 views.
Me too.
I'm like, the fuck, man. And then I'll do that one that like takes no effort and it gets 100,000 views like relatively fast. But then there's like this strange phenomena with TikTok that, I mean, it's very algorithm heavy, So if the video doesn't do well that one day, you still have a chance. You can take it off and re-upload it, and it'll get views. I had one that had 2,000 views, and I was really bummed because I really liked it. And then I took it off and I uploaded it like a month later or so, and it's at like 40,000 views now.
Yeah, it's a tricky little algorithm.
It really is.
Dude, when people post and their caption says like TikTok took this down, like had to repost, I know they're bullshitting.
No, it's bullshit because I've done it. I've done it, but I don't care anymore. Now I have TikToks that are old that I'll repost, and I'll leave the old one up.
Yeah,
because I don't give a fuck.
That's hilarious.
Because, well, I mean, it still does something good for me.
Right.
It brings my likes up without having to delete a post.
Yeah.
You're close to 1 million likes, which is cool.
Let's end this TikTok discussion by like saying what we think are the keys to doing well on TikTok.
Okay.
I would say it's just like posting without putting too much thought into it, low effort.
Yeah.
Do it quickly. Yeah. A lot of text on the screen. Use a popular sound. Keep people's attention. I think if people don't watch the whole thing, TikTok probably makes it flop.
Oh, for sure. So I read something that was like, it's how many times people rewatch it.
Yeah, rewatching.
And how long of it people, like how much of the video people watch.
Right.
So something quick to the point and something with a good entrance, I think works well with text at the very beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, like we don't dance.
No, yeah,
well, you've done one.
Did I? I did one, but it was like making fun of the dancing and how a skateboarder would do it.
Yeah. But even I've had ones that did very well, like 100K views, where it was basically just like a little B-roll montage of skating in the city.
Yeah.
So, things can work.
I think anything can work, dude.
Yeah.
It's just I think it's well over 50% of luck.
I agree.
Like there's no
Yeah.
I'd say at least 75% is luck.
All right, so back to what we were talking about before. So you were saying that like the idea of having a bigger audience makes you feel less like mentally intimidated about vlogging. So like we pull up to the skate park and you're in your mind you want to film a video. like what's going through your head?
So being in New York City, it's a little bit easier when I was back home, or like when I just went back home to visit for Christmas. Even if I had already like a few thousand subscribers or a couple thousand, like it was still hard because of the like where I was, just like the dynamic of living over there. Everything is just different, like how people view social media and everything. Here, people already know that everyone does weird shit, so it's not that hard. But I do think that having a higher number makes you feel more validated, and it makes things more real. So having 3,000 subscribers for me, as great as it is, and as appreciative I am of everybody who subscribes to me, I want more because it makes it more real.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody comes up to me at the park and asks me, I feel less embarrassed.
Okay, that's
and that just
interesting.
might be because it's just like a social anxiety type thing, like, and I don't want them to judge me. You know what I mean? Like, because then I feel like they won't validate me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for me, that's not much of a motivating force. Like,
Well, yeah, but you already have so many.
yeah, I do.
Did you feel like that before?
I don't think that I ever thought that, like, once I have 10K, like, I won't be intimidated.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still very... If the skate park is empty, I'm chilling. Like,
for sure.
I'll vlog my damn heart out. You know, and, like, you know, the distant people on the sidewalk don't bother me at all at this point. But still, when people show up, especially if they look like a
core
skater.
A Corey.
Yeah. A Corey. I like that.
It's my new term for core skaters.
Yeah, if they look like a Corey, like I might start like getting all in my head, you know?
Yeah, but it doesn't stop us.
It doesn't.
It might get in our head.
I think that it does affect my voice and projection still.
Yeah, no, yeah, I guess it does.
And sometimes when I'm editing, I'm like, I realize, like, why the fuck would I why would I let that
I know it's
make
so
the video
annoying.
worse, you know?
I literally felt that the other day when we were at Sargis Park. Like, there was some people there, and like as they showed up, the way I was talking to the camera, like I wasn't as animated. Like my mouth wasn't opening as wide. Like my eyebrows weren't going up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I just became so much more like monotone.
Which is funny because, like, right, you're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
If you look like you're confident about it, them perceiving you, like, they'll see that you're very confident about what you're doing. But then when you start closing off, which is like a natural reaction.
Dude, the biggest thing is like, dude, being able to get into this zone of not giving a fuck is like the best thing in the world. I haven't unlocked it yet. I don't know if you've unlocked it.
No.
Like, I have not been able to unlock that. I don't know if anybody has. I'm sure there's people. I mean, I'm sure somebody like Casey Neistat, you know what I mean? Like David Dobrik, like these humongous YouTube channels. Like,
dude, Casey, I agree with, but David's always with his friends, which makes it easy.
Right, yeah.
Like, I don't know. I can't tell from the videos if he could just, you know.
Yeah, and they all do the same thing though. But it's like I feel definitely less awkward when you and I are together.
I agree.
It. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
wow.
I feel like when we parted for like the Christmas holidays, it was weird, man. Like vlogging by myself again was strange, and then when I came back to the city after coming back from Florida, when the holidays were over, it felt weird going around New York City by myself. You know what I mean? So it's definitely having a friend who's doing the same thing you're doing. Definitely makes it a little bit easier.
Right,
I
I
feel
agree with
less
that
of a
completely.
kook when I do it when you're there. But through all of this training and practice, like I still can do it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
with just being myself.
like, yeah, I think we're both at the point where like we're gonna make the video.
Yeah, well, kind of have to at this point.
That's right.
You especially because it's your job.
Yeah.
Me because I want this to be my job, and I'm not gonna let something so trivial get in the way of that.
Right. And it's sad that obviously we both know we shouldn't care.
Yeah.
And I even think that, like, I really look at people and I see the good in them. And sometimes I think it's mean of me to judge them.
Yeah.
and like assume they're going to judge me, if that makes sense.
That makes total sense.
You know, but sometimes it's just hard to snap out of it.
I just have this like preconceived notion that everybody's an asshole, and
Yeah, I'm totally different.
But I think the reason, but it's just projection. I'm projecting that on everybody because I'm so insecure about myself that
That's
I
right.
think everybody is looking at me thinking what I'm thinking about myself. Like, this guy's a kook.
Intimidation is all projection.
No, definitely.
Typically.
Yeah, no, I think so completely. It's if I was more secure with myself, then I wouldn't give a fuck, and I would just be like, maybe like he thinks it's cool. You know what I mean? And the thing is, most people are more curious than like when I see somebody, I wonder what the fuck they're doing. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck's that person doing?
Right.
As opposed to, yo, that person looks like a fucking idiot. Like, they're so stupid. I hate them. They should die.
And everyone's
never like that.
Everyone's gonna look if you're vlogging. It's just natural.
Yeah. So they might just be like, oh shit, I wonder if he's a YouTuber. Like, oh, that's cool. Like, good for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They may think that. They might not. But then again, it's also a big thing that I learned when I was in therapy was you are never going to be able to know what someone's thinking. And for the most part, you're not going to be able to change what they're thinking about you. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's like an interaction like that, you know? And since you can never know what somebody's thinking or control what they're thinking, well, then you're fucked. Either you decide to get past it and just not let it bother you, or you can let it consume you.
Dude, and if it consumes you, like you're letting just like something so dumb, like hold you back. Dude, life is happening, you know?
It is.
Dude. Just got to vlog.
I think vlogging, you know how for some people like getting sales jobs like really helps them get out of their comfort zone and really helps them in their life. I think vlogging has done that for me. Vlogging has helped me to talk to people at bars, at parties, because I've noticed I can go through. I mean, vlogging's weird. You know what I mean? Like vlogging is something that's not like normal. It will be. It's definitely becoming more normal, but you know what I mean? Like now when I talk to people at bars, I'm like, well, if I can do that, I can do this.
I completely
agree.
agree.
I can talk to girls easier now. I can talk to anybody. Like if I just want to go up to someone and like start a conversation, I can.
And yeah, you're good at that at bars, which I'm still not.
I think the slight inebriation helps, but
sure. Well, all right. So I totally agree with you, and I share this philosophy a lot in my videos. Where I think the reason that it's easier for me today is because of practice.
Yeah,
I see it the same as any skill, like being mentally bigger than intimidation and feeling judged is a skill that you can practice by just facing it head on. Yeah. For me, wearing my helmet is a very similar thing, because the first month was very rough for me. Like I was very in my head about wearing my helmet at the skate park, it's so funny because now, you know, I've worn it enough or practiced it enough in these terms where it's so easy, dude.
I know.
And now I actually fully believe that nobody cares.
I don't think anybody gives a
Nobody
fuck,
actually
dude.
cares at all, dude.
And like I've seen people like even when we were at Vans, for example. Vans Park is I think a place that would be a little bit more intimidating because of like I don't know, the people there were really good and like we're in like a closed,
more of an intimate setting.
You know, yeah. But when you landed that back tail line, like people like tap their boards and shit. Like nobody fucking gives a shit.
Dude, yeah, nobody cares.
Like I would honestly 100%, and I will put this on the record, I would love to wear a helmet. I think it would make me so much more secure in skateboarding, and I think I would get way better at skateboarding because I wouldn't be so scared.
Right, dude, you have to wear one.
But
if you're
I'm
gonna say that
fucking
out loud,
terrified of what other people are gonna think.
But the thing is, like, there's no getting around that until you like, it's gonna be uncomfortable at first.
But dude, we already look lame enough together at the skate park. Now we're both wearing helmets.
But who cares? Like, do you understand how like good life practice that is? It's like what you were saying, how you could talk to people easier now.
Maybe I'll get there one day. I don't think I'm quite there yet, but it's something that I would like to work towards.
Dude.
George, just take it. That's like me telling you to go vegan.
Okay. I mean, but you have to do it one day because you said that out loud.
I will.
Yeah.
I will. I think I will get there.
Yeah. Dude, do you know how many people like would wear one if they were very comfortable with being themselves.
Yeah.
I believe that's...
I've had 3 concussions.
See, that's gnarly, dude. And I don't think... Nobody wears a helmet in skateboarding. 99% of people do not wear one. And I don't think it's because they choose not to wear one. I think that they're letting other people decide for them.
I think you're 100% correct. I also, I don't know, like I have too many thoughts like of what I think other people will think. One is I think people are going to think that I look lame. Obviously, that's the first thought. The second one is because I hang out with you, I'm going to think that people are going to think that we both look lame together. 3, I'm going to think that people are going to think that I'm copying you and I want to be like you. You know what I mean? Because we're both now, like, because you're already established into what you are. You know what I mean? And now if I'm wearing a helmet, I'm doing YouTube as well. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, he's trying to become George. You know what I mean? And I don't want that either.
Let him think.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but it's just like, I can't help but let that get to me.
I mean, I think I faced that a little bit with Josh Katz. I wasn't really good friends with him when I decided to start wearing it, but I immediately got comments saying like, oh, he's the new Josh Katz, you know?
Well, yeah, but now you and Josh are like on the same level, basically.
Right. And once you grow up, like, it's only kids thinking that.
Can you imagine me, you, and Josh skating together and we're all wearing fucking helmets?
Dude, that'd be sick.
He's the blue one, you're the white one.
Dude, like fucking adults understand that everyone is an individual person.
For some reason, I haven't been able to come to the terms with the idea that skateboarders are adults or like the older ones, because I don't know, dude. I honestly think that skateboarding culture is a very toxic one.
I think it is too. I mean, there's no getting around how few women and non-male identifying people are at skate parks. Dude, and every time I'm out skating, like when like a girl shows up and I can sense that they're feeling intimidated, like I feel so bad.
Did you see the girls yesterday at McCarran?
Yeah, I did.
They went straight to the back.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that sucks. Like,
and you know, like chances are, like most people don't care.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's like the energy, you know,
it's
that everyone creates.
The fact that somebody thinks that somebody cares.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
but it's the same. Like, it's the same with the helmet. Like nobody's wearing a helmet, so there's just this energy.
So the only reason I think this way, or one of the bigger reasons why I think this way, it's because I used to be that person. I was the hater. I hated so fucking much, dude. Like, anything that somebody did that I didn't agree with, I was like, yo, you're like, I don't want to fuck with you because I don't agree with that. Like, I had a friend that started working out, and I was like, yo, you're a fucking loser. Why the fuck are you working out? Like, if somebody was at the skate park wearing a helmet, I'd be like, dude, look at this fucking pussy, like, wearing a helmet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and because I was like that, that's why I think that people are going to think of me that way, because I know for a fact that people think like that.
Right.
Because I did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I'm an adult, and not only am I, but there's people who are adults who are still with the mindset of a child. You know what I mean? But now I'm an adult, and now I'm also in a completely different mindset. I do things that are way different than I did back then, and I can be more understanding and more empathetic with people.
Yeah.
But there are people who are not.
Well, I think that I'm sure we agree on this, that we know that there's people genuinely judging us, but we also know that, like, you know, they haven't grown up yet in some way.
I guess. So it's
I don't believe it's truly them that's judging us. I believe it's some other force that they haven't grown out of.
Yeah, no, I can see that. It's just, I don't know. I just know how bad I was towards other people when I was younger, that I don't want that done to me. But then again, it's like, what the fuck does it matter? You know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy that us as like individuals and like humans in general, like, are so worried about what the other person is thinking of us.
I think it's just, I think it's hardwired because we're so social, and, you know, connection is everything, and we want to be accepted.
It's weird, man. Like, It's not even just skating. Like I think about that in like every aspect of my life. Even with getting this new job, I'm scared of what these people are going to think of me as like, you know, and this is a complete different aspect of my life. So it's like, I don't know, man.
Like if accepting everyone, like regardless of anything, was the norm, and that was like the well perceived norm, then it would be a lot easier for everyone to show up to the skate park or whatever context being their true selves.
I mean, and it's cool to see the people who fully can do it. You know, I think that you're one of the people who can. I feel like you can fully do it.
Try my best. I mean, it's very hard still to.
Do you still feel that way with your helmet at all?
So the helmet is evidence to me that it's possible to fully not care, but
do you still feel that sometimes, like with the helmet?
The helmet, not at all.
Not one bit.
No, it's gone.
Really?
Not one bit.
Dude, hell yeah.
Thanks, man.
We fist bumped.
But it's not like that for vlogging yet, but the helmet is why I believe it can get there.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I've been able to reach any point in my life where I've realized or where I felt like, oh, this really doesn't matter.
Dude, it's hard, man.
That's crazy.
It's hard.
I feel like Josh doesn't give a fuck either about the helmet.
Oh, no way.
Josh has been doing it since he was a kid.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fucking crazy. Yeah. I feel like I'll get there one day, but
I know you will. I mean,
for right now, I don't know.
Dude, I think that, I mean, the helmet is a lot easier because all you have to do is put it on. And then you're, you know, you're in that experience and you're getting that practice just by like I made a TikTok that did really well.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
Where I said, like, people ask me, how do you wear a helmet with people judging you? And I said, all you got to do is click. That's it.
Nobody gives a fuck what you think.
Yeah. Now I want you to tell your L train story because I love this story.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, L train is just a train here in New York City. It's just the L line.
And a thrift store.
And a thrift store
but
as
we're
well.
talking about the train.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need to give the thrift store promotion. But if you're listening, L train, please sponsor me. No, yeah, so I was waiting for the train. I think I was going to go skate with George. We were about to go meet up at Thomas Green Park. And I'm just waiting at like the very front of where the train's going to end up because it's easier for me to transfer from there. And then I have my headphones in, like not really worrying about anything. And I always skate like across the platform because I don't really give a fuck, even though you're not supposed to. But and I'm waiting there and the train arrives and I'm getting on the train and then the conductor like pulls down the window and he's like, "Hey, yo, bro." And I was like scared shitless. I thought I was in trouble, dude. I was like, oh no, I'm in trouble because I've gotten in trouble for skating on the platform before, so I thought it was the same thing. And then I like look over, and he's like, "Hey, yo, I watch your videos. Like, keep it up," or some shit like that. I don't remember obviously word for word, but it was literally along those lines. And I was like, oh shit. And I like went up to him, I shook his hand. I was like, "What's up, man? I'm Danny." And he was like, "Hey, I can't remember. I feel like his name's Chris or something."
All right, wait. Was he picking up? Like, was he stopping anyway, or did he stop just to say what's up?
I was getting on that train, so that was the stop that he was like. That was
word.
It was my stop, so
That's
I was
so
waiting.
funny.
I was about to get on, and then I guess he'd like noticed me right away because I had my camera and my tripod out, you know. And then I'm getting on, and then he says that, and he was like, "Yo, yeah, like your videos, like keep going, keep doing it or whatever." And then so I introduced myself, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I love watching them," something like that. And then I got on the train. I'm on the train like the entire way to where I had to go, cheesing like mad hard, dude. I'm like, this is so sick. I can't wait to tell George.
Yeah, something about the fact that it was the train driver.
Dude,
just so
it's the
funny.
most random thing ever. Like the most random person. You know what I mean? And yeah, he's driving the train. You know what I mean? And I'm just waiting for it. And then I mentioned it in a video after that, like a few videos after that. And then I guess he saw the video and then he reached out on Instagram. He was like, "Yo, I was the dude that was driving the L train." Like, dude, the guy that drives the fucking train? That's insane. I don't know. That's definitely my craziest like viewer fan story.
Dude, and it's all like Instagram connects the fuck out of people.
It does.
I think Hannah, maybe it was Hannah saying this, like that we met on Instagram.
You and I?
Yeah, basically, right?
I guess.
I think yesterday we were talking about it at Screamers, just how many friends you can make on Instagram. And it made me think like you, Matt, fucking somebody saw my airdrop name.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's my Instagram handle, and they messaged me. We are actually planning to get coffee.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
Which is so funny, dude. But
really cool.
that photographer Tyler messaged on Instagram.
And then if it's not Instagram, it's YouTube. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Because I found out about you on YouTube, and then I reached out to you on Instagram.
Yeah.
But you have a pretty interesting story as well.
My ambulance
cool.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah. My story similar to Danny's is that one time I was skating to the F train in Park Slope, and this ambulance was driving by, and it was like wee woo, and then it stopped, and they rolled down the window, and the dude was like, "Yo, George, I watch your videos," and I was like, "Oh my god."
I wonder if there was anybody in the back of that ambulance.
I doubt it, because they didn't have the sirens on at first.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they turned them on when they saw you?
Yeah. Like, I think to catch my attention, because I was probably like carrying all my shit and headphones in, and yeah.
Dude, that's so wild.
And I was also cheesing for the rest of the trip after
How
that.
long ago was that?
That was a long time ago. Very long time ago. Probably at least 2 years.
Oh, shit. So
Yeah.
your YouTube channel was substantially smaller than
Smaller,
it is
yeah.
now. That's crazy. I think I found you on YouTube. Or did I say Instagram or YouTube? I meant YouTube if I said Instagram. Whatever.
Same shit, real internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My internet was smaller. I found you on YouTube when you were at, I want to say like maybe below 10,000, if not at 10,000.
Yeah.
I think one of the first videos I ever watched of yours was you teaching Nora how to ollie or something.
Oh, wow.
I think that might have been one of the first ones. I don't
Like, you think the algorithm just served it up? That's so funny.
I think it might have been. Fuck, I don't remember. I really don't know. I also used to look up. I would look up
Skating.
skate YouTuber or like skate vlog. And I don't know. Somehow you just came up on something, and I used to watch John, so maybe you came up on a related video of John's, and yeah, I was like, and I binged, bro.
That's awesome.
Binged every single video that you had in one night.
Wow. That's awesome.
Everything, and I just like connected. I was like, yo, this dude's sick.
And here we are, neighbors.
We're neighbors.
Basically. It's like 10 blocks.
It's an 11-minute walk. I take longer because I suck at walking. I don't know. I like stop to look at stuff on the way.
That's great. Appreciate the environment around you.
But that's wild, man. Yeah, it's crazy that we're in the same room right now on a fucking podcast, and like we're like friends.
Life just happens, you know?
Yeah, it's weird.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Yeah, so it's funny. We started hanging out before I moved here. And I used to take the train an hour to Carmelo's.
Well, I remember I'm gonna jump in real quick and say it was one random day because we had already skated I think like a couple weeks together, but it wasn't good enough for me. You know what I mean? I was like, we have to like actually become friends. So we went to Owl's Head, and it was the fucking like the end of the world for me. It took me 2 hours to get there.
Bay Ridge is like another planet.
Dude, it was so far, and I finally got there, and there was like a competition going on, and we could barely skate.
Yeah, that sucked.
And we should go back sometime. That's a cool park to go to. And it was just like the biggest bummer. And so right when I got there, I was like, "Do you remember?" I was like, "Yo, you want to get a beer?" Like,
I remember.
I was like, "Do you want to go grab a beer or something?" I just shot. I was shooting my shot. Like, you want to get a beer after this? And you turned around and you were like, yeah, that sounds cool. Literally just like that, because you were like about to drop in or something, and you're like, yeah, that sounds cool.
That's so funny.
Yeah. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, fuck yeah, like, we're gonna be friends. And then we skated a little bit, and then I wasn't sure if we were actually going to, and then we went to the pizza place, and you got pizza, and then we were like looking where we could go, and we didn't know, and everything. Like, I was like, it's not gonna happen. Like, George is gonna flake. And then I was like, there's a place by me called Carmelo's if you want to go there. And you were like, maybe I might be down. I'm gonna go home and see how I feel. And I was like, fuck, he's not gonna like. I know that's like a flaky.
Dude, that's
thing
what
to
I say when I'm like mad fucking tired.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you got home. We both went our separate ways. And then you ended up texting me later on. You were like, I think I'm feeling it. I think I'm feeling it, something like that. And I was like, yes, fuck yeah.
Dude.
And then we met up, dude, at Mellows, Carmelo's, and that was so much fun. And we actually got to talk. We hadn't like actually talked yet.
Yeah.
And we like kind of got to know each other a little bit better. And like, I feel like the dynamic definitely shifted that night.
Certainly.
And we played pool. We drank beer. We got drunk.
Yeah, because, you know, when you're just... Because, like, we love skateboarding, but it's kind of a job as well.
Oh, definitely.
So, you know, it can be... You know, networking is different from friendship. Although
sure.
I don't give a fuck about networking.
I like it, but I think I need to I have to do it more. But I like the idea of making friends through networking.
That's also how I feel. I mean, I'm not going to say, like, I hate meeting people if we're just going to do work together, because I have some cool relationships like that, but, you know, I always go into it, like, wanting to just, like, make a genuine relationship.
I mean, that's, I don't know, human nature, I guess. It's like we want to feel connected to people.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then after that, I don't know, things became cooler, you know what I mean? And like we started skating, and like we would then start to talk more while we were skating instead of just like skating and like making videos kind of. And then we started going to Carmelo's every Friday, and that became a vibe, dude.
And it took me an hour to get there, but it was worth it.
Yeah, it was, and an hour to go home, like, and after drinking and being on the train and waiting for the L and the G, which two horrible trains at night.
And like obviously it was fun hanging out, but the $2 beers really pulled me over.
Oh, dude!
Because in Park Slope, cheapest beer was $4, which is double the price.
Yeah, no, 2 beers and $5 beer and a shot.
Yeah,
like, dude. And then the $1 pool games. And then, and Carmelo's is actually a good place to also get out of your shell, because you kind of have to talk to people.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to play pool, you have to go up and start talking to people, because like it's the only way you're gonna get in.
It's great. Yeah, just last weekend we met this dude who works for Skate John. Super cool guy, Sean. Doubt he's listening. Cool guy though.
But yeah, he's a cool dude. If you ever do hear this, Sean, let's go skate. But yeah, and then, but then we actually stopped going to Carmelo's because you got kind of like not bored, but like annoyed at the journey, I guess, right?
Yeah. One time, I'll just state this fun story. I had to pee I peed right before I left.
Yeah.
But I had to pee so bad that I had to run out of the train. And I have to transfer. Yeah. I have to go G to L. So I ran out of the G and
L to G.
Yeah. Or G to L on the way home. It was on the way home.
Oh, word.
Yeah, and I had to pee outside. I had no choice. Dude, yeah. I've never had to pee that bad in my whole life.
Dude, I mean, yeah, that sucks. And then so we stopped. We didn't go for like a month maybe. And then that's when we went back home, and you went to Nora's for the holidays. And then when you finally moved back, like a month and a half later, or when you moved to Bushwick, I mean, and then you got everything settled, and then we fucking went again. And now it's just like, it's so simple. We literally just walk down the street.
Dude, it's crazy. Like, now I understand why people love Bushwick. Well, also, like, literally, the post office is farther than Carmelo's. I walked past Carmelo's to get to the post office.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. There you go, man. Might as well stop at Carmelo's, get a beer, go to the post office.
So it went from a hour 2 train ride, 2 lines on the train.
Oh gosh.
To about a 5-minute walk.
That sounds horrible. Like, I'm glad Carmelo's wasn't in Park Slope, so that I would have to do that.
Dude, and I'm just so happy to be here. It's funny because you ended up here because your friends were here.
Ross, mainly just Ross.
Yeah, and I got to know this area mostly because of you and Carmelo's. Yeah. And
well, because whenever you came to Bushwick, it was probably really just to go to like Cooper, right?
Like a little bit. I got to know it because of Josh.
Oh, that's right.
We've skated around here maybe once.
Yeah,
but still, when I was skating with him here a long time ago, it was such a strange place to me, and I didn't. You know, now I'm starting to actually get to know the neighborhood. It's so
now
awesome.
You know the nightlife around here, which is definitely different than the skate life around here.
Yeah,
and
nightlife is awesome.
Since you live here now, it's just so easy. You can do anything.
Yeah,
there's no reason to go into the city, even though we have to find a reason to go because we need to.
We never go.
We're gonna start going. If you guys watch our videos, which you probably at least watch George's, tell them that we have to go to the city more.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
But
And that's part of the whole. I mean, I know you really want to make your videos more than just a skate session.
yeah,
Like more, just things you would do in life.
hanging out,
Yeah,
having fun.
which I think that actually stuck in my mind because I think, dude, like skating is such a small part of our lives.
Yeah, no, 100%. It might be the thing I love the most in this world, but it still is only one aspect
Yeah.
of my life and
There's
one part of me.
Yeah, there's so much more going on. And when you watch most skate YouTubers, you probably think it is their whole life, but it's not.
Yeah, no, for sure. I want to get to the point where I don't know. I mean, I do want to get to the point where I'm filming more of my life, but then I think it becomes a little bit harder to like distinguish like when and when not to film. And I'm scared of that.
Yeah.
I am a little bit worried about that.
Yeah, I guess I have gotten in the groove of like not filming too much outside of skating, which is refreshing because then I have my own,
Yeah, exactly.
life to live, which is very important as well. But I'm sure you could strike a balance,
I don't know. I mean, then again, like, dude, how hard is it to film?
It's not.
It's really not that hard. Like, you're still living your life if you're filming.
Yeah.
And then you have the memory of everything.
And you can just think about how normal people, it's not their job, but they post Instagram stories all day.
Yeah. Or people
Same
that,
thing.
they post their food every single day. It's
Yeah.
like, does it mean just because you posted your food, you're not eating it and enjoying it? No. I mean, it's just.
It's documenting. It's not hard.
And I love to look back at old videos.
So do I.
You know what I mean? And I know I'm going to love it 10 years from now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like these moments, dude.
Exactly.
That's so cool that we get to have these videos.
And it's like, and it's crazy to me that there's people that don't think that's cool. You know what I mean? It's like, why would you not want to document your life?
Right.
You know what I mean? And like, if you ever have kids, like you can show them what you did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe not like the really bad shit.
Dude,
but
I'm so grateful to have videos from college.
I bet, dude. I mean, I think that's awesome. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I'm stoked. Like, I have videos like when I was with my ex-girlfriend because it was like a great time of my life. I don't regret it whatsoever. She's in some videos. That's awesome. You know what I mean? Now I think it's great that I have videos of my transition from Florida to New York, which is the biggest thing that's ever happened in my entire life. Super stoked to look back on that years from now, when I'm established.
Absolutely.
And super stoked that we've basically filmed our friendship
That's true.
flourish into what it is now.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
And it hasn't felt invasive in any way.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like, it's crazy when we filmed that video for your channel, the 10 tricks video or 5 tricks, whatever it was. We were already cool, but we weren't like, you know what I mean? Like how we are now. And then I feel like, and like the first video that I was in of yours when we were at Transit Tech, and same shit with me, like to now how we are in videos that we're just like super buddy and like nothing fucking matters. It's really cool to see that growth, and it's going to be cool to continue to see the growth with whatever it is that we decide to keep doing. You know what I mean? Obviously skateboarding is always going to be like the center of things, I think, but I do want to expand and just show more of my life and more of the fun things, and not only for YouTube and for the people to relate and everything, but I want it for myself. I really think that it's going to be cool to look back on that when YouTube is dead. I feel like YouTube will die one day.
Yeah. I mean, I have no idea about that, but I agree so much. Like,
I mean, when I'm old, dude,
I would make videos even if I had got another job.
Yeah.
I mean, this part of me thinks maybe I'll be a teacher one day, but I would definitely still film. Dude, I'll vlog my class, dude. Never forget him.
You see, yeah, it's just shit like that. But I don't know what kind of person you were growing up, but me as a kid, I was still the same way. Like I always was like in my skateboarding group, I was always the one that was like bringing a little camcorder around and like filming my friends and I. And then when I was even younger, like I always saved things. Like I used to save like movie tickets because I am so big on like nostalgia and like memories. And YouTube is the way that I can do that without having to accumulate physical things.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Dude, that's funny. You want to know like one of my biggest regrets, which it's so minor, but it pops in my head all the time. It's this. One of my favorite classes in high school was a English lit class on gender studies.
Okay.
And when So I grew up in North Jersey, and my parents moved to Park Slope in Brooklyn when I was 18, and I got rid of all my notebooks.
Yeah.
Dude, like it. Whenever this pops in my head, like it hurts me that I can't look back in that notebook and see what we read and learned.
I feel you. I feel the same way about a history class I had. It was my favorite class I'd ever had. And we used to write, and in my creative writing class too, and we used to write so much shit, and I don't have that anymore, and that's something that I wish I could look back on. You know what I mean? But so what I do now is I journal a lot, and I have like all my old journals, so I can look through all my old journals if I want. And I love pasting stuff inside the journal, and like I have like leaves and shit.
Fun. I gotta show you this.
He's pulling out the George journal.
I literally started this maybe about a couple years ago, but I do the same thing, dude. Paste shit in here.
Yeah, I put stick. Yeah. Oh my god, dude, I've got to show you mine. We're talking about journals, by the way.
I'm kind of slow at it these days. Like I haven't been writing a lot.
Yeah, I've been slacking.
But,
I actually can I like see the actual
dude.
journal itself? I kind of like this journal.
That's so funny that we both do that.
Yeah. No, I have, dude. I have another journal that it's back home right now, but it started out like this, and that's like it's like super widened out because there's just so much shit in there, and I love laminating. I laminate like leaves and shit and flowers. Wow. And it's just, and I just like tape it in there. Stickers when I would go to coffee shops, even if I'd never been to it, I would just take like their business card and then just like tape the business card and then write a little journal entry. Today I went to this coffee shop with so and so. You know,
that's
what I mean?
So cool. No, I'm also. I mean, yeah, like when I get a physical thing, like my cross country trip, like we got a lot of like national park maps and stuff. Like that represents a moment.
Oh, it's cool. I think that might be one of the biggest reasons why I love YouTube so much and just creating. It's really cool to have like all these separate files and condense it into one cohesive video. I think that shit's fucking awesome.
I think that's something that's really overlooked about social media.
Oh, for sure.
Dude, yeah, your Instagram it's not, people are all think it's so unhealthy. We spend so much time, which is true when you're scrolling. But if you post pictures of things you care about, Instagram becomes an archive,
Basically, yeah, that's exactly what it is. And dude, I love it. I understand that there's the good and the evil to social media, but I think where we are it just depends how you use it, you know what I mean? And in the world that we live in today and like this technological age and everything, I think it's fucking amazing that we can do that instead of having to carry around photo albums.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, this world's crazy, man. And I'm really happy with where things are going.
Think we should wrap this up?
Wrap it up, baby.
I could see how sleepy Danny is getting.
I'm not no, I'm tired, but I'm not like.
I'm sleepy.
Are you going to take a nap?
Fuck yeah, dude. I've been waiting for this moment.
Word. So how should we wrap it up?
Well, I just think this was sick.
This was fucking
blast. We were both in our heads about this.
Yeah, but this ended up being like the most simple thing ever.
Yeah, dude, I knew once we started talking it would work out.
Yeah, I really hope that it's like one cohesive podcast as opposed to like just like jibber jabber.
Yeah, but who cares? It's a learning experience either way.
Yeah, fuck it.
All right. Well, thanks for coming to the crib and being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me on the podcast.
You got it.
Shit was a blast.
I'm sure I'll see you tomorrow for skateboarding.
I will definitely see you tomorrow. Fuck, I gotta finish the video.
If it's not raining.
Yeah, no, we will definitely skate. Yeah. Please subscribe. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for listening. Oh yeah, on podcasts they always like have their guest plug their shit. So how can they find you, Danny?
Oh gosh. Oh man. Okay, so I have a YouTube channel. If you just search up Danny Torres, DANNYTORRES, you will find my YouTube channel. I'm also in all of George's recent videos, so you'll find me through there. My Instagram is at Danny V Torres, and my TikTok. What?
We forgot to talk about the username.
We can talk about it after this, and you can just paste it in. You want to do it?
No, let's just do it in the next one.
Okay, I'm gonna start that little bit over there.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, so yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at Danny V Torres, YouTube is Danny Torres. That's DANNYTORRES. You can find me also through George's videos. And my TikTok is Danny.Torres. And I hope to see some of you there. It would be cool to continue to grow this little thing we got going on right now.
Word. And yeah, we are both realizing that there's more to talk about. So might be having Danny on again.
Yeah, let's do this again sometime.
Word. All right, y'all. Peace. Shred on.
Later,
Goodbye.
guys.
All right, for real this time. Take it easy.